Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. It's good to see you. This is going to be a collective reading for whoever needs to hear it. So I have not pulled any cards yet. I was inspired to do the entire reading from start to finish live. So let's go ahead and get started. If this resonates, then it's for you. And if not, just leave it for someone else. And as always, I will be leaving journal prompts in the description box for you based on the messages that come through today. Okay. Let's start with some oracle cards to just get the theme of the reading. What wants to come through today, Spirit? What's the theme of today's reading for the collective? Highest and best messages for the collective at this time. We are now firmly planted in September. I think it's September 6th at the time that I'm filming this. The energy definitely feels different than August, that's for sure. But it still feels like we're kind of in this window where the energies are building towards what's coming in the middle of the month, if that makes sense. So these two just jumped out. Number 19, transformation. And number 11, earth. This is about grounding down your transformation. Maybe you felt for a long time now like you're so different on the inside, right? You know, you're not the same person you were last year, last month, last week, maybe yesterday. I mean, when you're committed to self-awareness and awakening and healing, then your embodiment can literally change overnight sometimes. So it feels almost like energetically, emotionally, mentally, all of the internal invisible stuff has been transforming within you. And you know you feel different, but your external reality hasn't reflected that back to you in the ways that you've been wanting, if at all. But these two cards together are saying it's time now to ground down this transformational energy into the real world. And I love this because at the time that I'm filming, it doesn't matter when you see this, by the way. All of my readings are timeless. But part of the energy coming through in this moment is the energy of September. We are in Virgo season, Earth energy. Let's make the transformation practical. Let's bring it down to earth, right? Let's bring it down to earth. Let's actually act different, not just feel different. Is there anything else that wants to come through this? Yes. Okay. What else? So the energies, you could say, supporting you at this time are energies that are inviting you to make your transformation practical. And you know, this kind of came through in the new moon reading that I did a handful of days ago, because we were in Virgo energy by then. What else do you want to say about this, Spirit? What else do you want to say about this? Okay, thank you. Fire. Oh, another element. Ha ha ha. Oh, very interesting. I love the way that these look together. I'm hearing when you ground down, you light up. When you ground down, you light up. Real passion, purpose, direction, enthusiasm, motivation, right? Energy. It comes from being embodied, like fully present in your physical body. This is probably why I was inspired to not pull any cards in advance and to just be fully present from start to finish with you, because it's part of the message, right? Part of the message here is being present in your physical body, not overthinking things too much, which sometimes can happen to me. I try to not let it happen, but you know, if I pull cards in advance and I kind of get the message ahead of time, like the core message ahead of time, sometimes I can get a little bit too in my head about it. I'm better now than I used to be, but the energy now, it's saying, no, be here now. Be in your body right now. Be present now. The physical body is just, it's the gateway. Being present in your physical body is the gateway to awakening. It's the exact opposite of what spirituality has indoctrinated us to believe for so long, which is that you have to exit the physical body. You have to like get out of 3D somehow, you know, elevate above the mundane. It's the exact opposite, in fact. The more present in your physical body you are, the more alive you are, the more connected you are to your purpose, your truth. Your truth. I love it. Okay, anything else from this deck? No. Okay, let's move on to tarot. 717 on the timer. Okay, I am using a brand new deck. It's called the Gentle Heart Tarot. Now, most of you who probably know me, you know my aesthetic is generally like a little bit dark, spooky, gothic. I don't gravitate towards pink very often, but this deck was calling to me for such a long time, and there's a book that I was called to purchase as well, and the cover art is pink, like bright pink. So there's something about pink right now coming through for me and you. Something about the color pink. It's very healing. It's connected to the heart chakra, as is the color green. I didn't do that on purpose. This is forest green, right? We've also got red here for the fire. Anyway, I match the reading. Okay, where do you want me to go from here, Spirit? Where do you want me to go from here? Let's get a little clarification on this Earth card. What else do you want to say about this, Spirit? Grounding down the transformation. I just saw 9 on the timer. We're exactly 9 minutes in. It was 9 flat, and there's something about the number 9 that feels significant. Ooh, the Magician. Knight of Pentacles. More earth energy. Oh, the High Priestess. You have to focus. So I was basically asking the question while I was shuffling, how do we, the collective, ground our transformation? How do we make the ethereal physical, the energetic physical? How do we translate what we feel inside to the real world? Take all of the possibilities and potentials. Because look, he's got all the tools at his disposal, right? The magician has all the tools. He's a pure open channel for source energy, inspiration. He's alive. He's feeling that fire, right? He can do anything. This is the transformation card, right? This is how you feel on the inside. You make it real by focusing. Focusing on what is right in front of you, on what is the next best step to take. What is the next step to take that makes the most sense? What do I want to focus on? Focus, focus, focus. Stay focused. And your intuition will tell you what that is. Your intuition will tell you. Your heart will tell you. Your inner knowing. Trust the guidance that you receive about what to focus on. Right? Because if you don't focus, you don't manifest anything. Focus is a form of commitment, right? The only way that it's possible for me to film a reading to post on YouTube is if I am focused on doing it for long enough to do it. Focused on doing this 222 on the timer for long enough to manifest it. So if you want to create something in the real world, you must take all of this beautiful, delicious, transformative potential energy and ground it down into a point that you can focus on. And I know a lot of people have trauma or pain around commitment and focusing because it feels limiting, or they perceive that it is limiting. But it's the opposite. It's the opposite. This is weaving in the masculine containment with the juicy divine feminine potential, right? The river will never flow unless it has the banks to contain it and focus its energy in one particular direction, right? So focusing on one thing is not limiting. It's in fact how you manifest. Okay? Very interesting. I love that message. Okay. Do we want to pull any more from this deck? Feels like no, so let's go into a journal prompt. Okay, I'm super curious to see what journal prompt wants to come forward. And yeah, there's something here about the joy of the journey, you know, because the shadow side, shadow expression of the Knight of Pentacles is that he's very slow moving. Not that that's a bad thing, but he's like a little bit stale, you could say. His energy is a little bit stale in shadow, overly cautious and kind of this trudging heavy energy. That's not what focusing has to feel like. 444 on the timer. That's not what manifestation has to feel like. When you are truly channeling what wants to come through you, when you truly are connected to your fire, passion, purpose, calling, heart, right? When you're really connected as the magician is connected, then taking things slow and steady, one step at a time, one day at a time, focus, right? That's not boring. That's not boring. It's joyful. Because you should love what you do for its own sake, not because you think it's going to get you something, right? All right, what journal prompt? What journal prompt wants to come forward for the collective at this time? I just saw number 38, which reduces to 11, which is also the Earth card. 1111 may be significant. There we go. Ooh, okay. Number 33. Yeah, 33. What do you desire that you're scared to admit to, and why? What do you desire that you're scared to admit to, and why? Maybe you're afraid that you can't make it happen. Maybe you're afraid that you don't have what it takes. Or you don't know. You don't know practically how to make it happen. Maybe your desire just feels overwhelming. Too ethereal, too big, too spiritual, too, I don't know what. Not grounded, and it's intimidating, potentially. Maybe not. I'm just hearing some of you say, what I want is too big. It's too big. It's so big. It's just, I can't even believe that it could be possible. That's for some of you. And some of you are also afraid of commitment. This brings up something I've mentioned a million times on this channel, and I always will. Pilar Lesko coined the term Palace of Potentials. The Palace of Potentials is where everything is possible, but nothing manifests because you don't commit to one thing, right? So maybe some of you struggle with commitment. That's something to look at. I don't know. Answer the question for yourself and see where it takes you. All right, let's get a closing message from a Compendium of Witches Oracle. Closing message for the collective, please, Spirit. Number 39, Staff. Let's see what the guidebook says. But right off the bat, it makes me think of the Ace of Wands, but without the hand holding it. Let's see. Okay. Adventure, far-seeing expansion. Faithful companion of many travelers, the staff journeys with them and provides aid and support during long days of walking. The staff card speaks to the joys and benefits of travel, being that either on foot or of the mind. It invites us to consider expanding our horizons, venturing beyond what feels familiar and safe, and daring to explore new places and ideas, keeping in mind that we don't have to do so alone. It prompts us to consider new areas to expand to and perspectives that have not been contemplated before. My favorite thing. Okay. So it's almost like the staff is an invitation. It's like beckoning you, like, let's go on an adventure, internally or externally. Maybe some of you have been feeling the pull to travel, or you are traveling right now. But this certainly feels like for all of us the invitation to travel inwardly, to travel internally, whether or not that manifests externally as well. There's something new here to explore within yourself. There's a facet, I feel, a facet of your being that maybe you don't even know exists. And you won't until you start exploring some of these concepts that have come up. So this is really exciting, and it kind of speaks to what I was picking up on, in the last reading that I did, which was the New Moon in Virgo reading a few days ago. I shared that I feel just intuitively like September, mid-September, is going to be big, real big. There's going to be some kind of eruption and major reshuffling and expansion. So I don't know. It feels to me almost like Spirit is just saying, like, let's get ready, right? I love it. All right. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope that this was helpful, or at least thought-provoking. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. I will be leaving this journal prompt in the description box, as well as several others, so check those out if you want to take your inner work a layer deeper. All right, until next time.